Well, hello, everybody. This is GI Jetman, and just wanted to get on stream, talk for a while. I won't talk very long about the recent news in baseball the last couple of days. Now, first of all, I just want to say that this is just my opinion on this news. I don't um, argue with people about their opinion. It's their opinion and my opinion, and I don't try to change their opinion. And so I hope some people come on. I just wanted to come on and share my what I think of the news in baseball. I know a lot of people don't like baseball anymore. I don't. I'm not a big. I mean, I used to love baseball back in the '80s and early '90s, but now I am an Astros fan. I know I'm mostly Astros, but other than that, I don't know a lot of the players playing now. But now that I'm older and I'm 50, and I care about the the sports Hall of Fames, the baseball and the football and the basketball, and who goes in and who doesn't go in, and who's eligible. And I just wanted to talk about the news. And so, uh, so first of all, just when you come on, just like and subscribe to my channel. Uh, but let's get into the topic. There's nobody in the chat right now. But got a couple of days ago, MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred announced that he is lifting the lifetime ban on all the players on the lifetime ban list. That includes the late Pete Rose and the late Black Sox skittle players Shoeless Joe Jackson, Buck Weaver, Eddie Seacott, and the others that were on the list. And I don't know their names. I'm sorry. It's before my time. They're the only three Black Sox players I know. But to me, I think it's about time because they're worthy players. And as far as Jackson and Rose, I mean, it's too bad that they passed away. It's too bad that Pete Rose passed away. Um, they're not to enjoy it, but I think that's one of the reasons why they did it now, because once you die, your lifetime's over. And hey, Ray, trick shot, how you doing? Sorry it's so early, but thanks for stopping in and saying hi. Have some fun at work. But go Astros is right. But but back, you know, and I have mixed feelings, and as far as Pete Rose, uh, he's a hell of a player. I mean, like his nickname says, Charlie Hustle. I mean, he's the all-time hits leader, and he's on the Hall of Fame. And on the field, he was a hitter. He was a monster. He could do anything. I think he played at least five different positions: outfield, second base, first base, third base. He was he hustled. Charlie Hustle. Sliding first base in the dirt, and but off the field, as far as I know, uh, he was a dick. Off the field, he's a jerk, and on the field he's a Hall of Famer. But when he retired, I believe it was '86. He became the manager of the Reds. He wasn't a good manager. I mean, he wasn't Joe Torre or Tony La Russa type of manager. I don't even think it. I don't think his teams he managed, the Reds, made the playoffs. The few years he managed, and as far as him betting on his own team to win, I mean, at least I didn't. I mean, gambling is bad, and I don't gamble myself unless I do a scratch off. That's the best thing I do. But at least he at least he bet on his own team to win, not to lose. I mean, that would be worse. Sorry, everybody, about my eye. I have a bad right eye. It's kind of crooked. But he was on the field as a player. It was nobody better. I mean, and there's players that played with him that don't want him in. There's players that played with him that do want him in, like Mike Schmidt and Johnny Bench. And I think this really came down to his family. His family petitioned to the league, and Rob Manfred took him off the list. I mean, it's about time, really. I mean, as far as I have mixed feelings uh, on the field, he'd be in it as a player. I mean, not the manager like Joe Torre. Like I said before, he never won a championship as a manager. As a player, he did. He won three, two with the Reds and one with the Phillies. And but as a manager, uh, he just didn't have it. And as far as the Black Sox players, 1919, that's way before my time. I did, as far as all I really know about them is from the movies Field of Dreams and Eight Men Out, which were both fantastic movies. And what I saw in those movies, I don't know if the movies were 100% accurate, 100% accurate. Sorry, but as far as I know, Joe Jackson, he took the money from the gamblers, but he never played like he was throwing it. He had a 3 something average in the series. I think he had a couple home runs, and he played great. So he may have took the money, but he he didn't play like like he was throwing it. I mean, like I said, I don't know how accurate the movie was, Eight Men Out, but it looked like Eddie Seacott was throwing the game, and Buck Weaver Buck Weaver got more screwed than Joe Jackson. Because if you watch the movie, if it's somewhat accurate, he didn't take the money and he didn't throw it. He knew about it. He knew about what's going on. He knew about the 8 players that were doing. He knew about the 7 other players that were taking the money and trying to throw the series. All he did was knew. All he did was knew about it, the plot, the gambling plot, and never said anything to anybody. Never told anybody. Never told the league or the manager. So I don't know for sure because I don't. Like I said, it's before my time. But I don't know if Buck Weaver is worthy for the Hall of Fame as well as Eddie Seacott, because it's before my time. And there was an owner that's on the ban list. I don't know who that is. I'd have to look it up. But I don't even know the other players on the list. But layout. But so I could talk about P Rose. I mean, like I said, P Rose was a bull on the field. He was like he knew how to play the game on the as a player, and he just and he did stuff on the field that made him kind of a jerk. I mean, in the All-Star game, he ran over Ray Fosse and paralyzed him for life, and and so but he, like I said, he was a bull on the field, and he was actually the MVP of the 1976 World Series for the Reds when they beat the Yankees, and again he went to the Phillies in the '80s, played with Mike Schmidt, and won. They helped the Phillies win the 1980 World Series against the Royals. What the hell? They had a nickname. That team in the '80s for the Phillies had a nickname. I'm not a Phillies fan. They had a nickname, that team, and I can't think of it right now. But he was part of it. Him and Mike Schmidt and Gary Maddox and uh, Tug McGraw, the father of Tim McGraw, was the pitcher. You can remember seeing him jumping up when he got the final out, and Dallas Green was her manager. And yes, Dallas Green that managed the Yankees for a while. But back to Pete Rose, he did what he was paid to do on the field. I mean, he helped them win games, the Reds and the Phillies, actually. One season with Montreal Expos, if you can believe that. He played one season with the Montreal Expos, before going back to the Reds in the 80s. And I just that's all I really have to say. That's all I really have to say is just my opinion on the subject matter. And I mean, as I don't have much more to say because I don't know much about the Black Sox players that were banned. I'm basically just talking about Pete Rose because I've seen him play in the '80s, and I did. Some people, say, hey, he cheated the game. He gambled against the Reds. Keep him out. Some people say it's about time. Let him in. His jersey's in the Hall of Fame, and I think one of his bats is in there. But get him in. He deserves to be there. It's about time. Now the way I read is they are not the the players that were taken off the ban list. They are not eligible to be on the actual ballot, the Baseball Writers Association ballot. They're not eligible for that because something to do about 15 years or 10 years. And they fall off the ballot. So they have to go on to these other contemporary lists to get voted in. Like this past year, they voted in Dick Allen and Dave Parker, which finally happened. And so Pete Rose won't be eligible for that list until the end of 2027, the contemporary era, which is that his era. So, but they will vote in 2027. That group to go into the class of 2028. So now Shoeless Jackson, I believe, will be on a different era because he's pre 1930. So I believe the old era committee. So I don't know when they vote. I guess I should have looked it up. I'm sorry. Uh, uh, if he votes, if they vote, there's these committees vote at the end of the years to go into the following year. So he could very well go in for the 2026 class of 2026. I would imagine. Right, trick shot. They were banned for betting on baseball. Pete Rose, when he was manager of the Reds, he gambled. He placed bets on his own team that he managed, the Cincinnati Reds, to win. So they found out about it, and I believe his bookie turned him in, and the late commissioner Bart Giamatti, yes, he is the father of actor Paul Giamatti, banned him for life, and so and the commissioners down the road, I think he always put in petitions to come off it, and they never let him off until Rod Manfred, after he passed away, because he passed away, the lifetime ban was done because he was dead. And Shoeless Jackson was on there longer, from 1919. 8 players from the 1919 Chicago White Sox took money to throw the World Series against, ironically, the Cincinnati Reds. But there's stories out there that, like I said, Shoeless Jackson only took the money. He didn't play bad to throw the series. And Buck Weaver, like I said, the third baseman, only knew about it, but he was still banned. And you have to remember, if the movie is accurate, I don't know how accurate it is, but they were acquitted by a jury or a courthouse. They were acquitted of all. They were acquitted of it, but Commissioner Kenneth Mountain Landis was a judge. He was made commissioner, and he banned the 8 of them for life. And so that's why they're not in the Hall of Fame. Gambling, yeah, gambling is bad for the sport, but you got to remember, nowadays they have these gambling sites that you can gamble on sports. So is it a can't think of the word. Is it being hypocrites or a two-way street? And if you got to remember, because you don't know about baseball, Roddy, Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens, two of the best to ever play baseball, they took steroids that helped them, win games. And if you look at Barry Bonds in 1986 as a rookie for the Pittsburgh Pirates, he was skinny as a pencil. He was skinny as this pencil right here. He was skinny as this pencil, his arms and his legs. So, he did it. But he was on the ballot to be voted in along with Roger Clemens because they were good players. They were Hall of Fame players before they took steroids, before the steroid era. So that's why they were on the ballot. They never got the votes to get in. But if you they're not off. They're off the ballot, the writers' ballot now after 10 years. But these contemporary committees, they're going to put them in eventually. I mean, yeah, you're right, Ronnie Trickett is hypocritical because you can bet now on sports, any sports. I mean, there was back in the '60s, football player Paul Horning took bets. Alex Karras took bets for the Lions and the Packers, and they were suspended for a year or two, then came back. They weren't banned, but and they're both in the Hall of Fame now in football. And I mean, I'm not a Pete Rose fan, and so I have mixed feelings. But as a player, I have to say, it's long overdue. I mean, put him in. Bonds and Clemens are going to get into these other committees. So, and as far as okay, thanks, Ronnie, for stopping in. I'm not gonna be on much longer because I don't have much more to say. But I just wanted to come in and so I just wanted to say, as far as Shoeless Joe Jackson and Buck Weaver, Eddie Seacott, and any of the other ones that I don't know, that I have to look up and look. I should have done that. I'm sorry, but they are deserving. I mean, as far as I know. So, and as far as Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens go, they're both deserving. I mean, you have to remember, and now a lot of people will probably disagree with this statement, but you have to remember Hank Aaron is no longer the home run leader in baseball. It's Barry Bonds. I mean, a lot of people don't say that Barry Bonds is, but Barry Bonds is technically the home run leader in baseball of all time. 770 something home runs. He's the home run leader, And now a lot of people don't like Barry Bonds because of the whole steroid thing, and he was kind of a jerk too. So they say, hey, Garrett is still the home run leader. He's not. It's Barry Bonds. He beat the record. He's a home run leader. Give him his due, So, well, I think I rambled on enough about this subject. My next stream will be about either the MCU or toys or something fun. This is just, I mean, I like baseball, but it's just something I wanted to talk about. And so you can watch the replay, anybody. All right. So good day, and remember, all my stars and garters. Have a nice night.